All right, let's give you our levels for this morning. Our pivot this morning is 42.53, 42.53. We're getting up here to all-time highs, so anything above here as far as resistance is concerned, you must play with a little bit of grain of salt, as the market is, going to have a little bit of these are arbitrary for the most part. So above here, 58, 64, 69, 74, 80. Support below at 47, 40, 33, 27, and 22. Trade equity futures, so S&Ps, mini S&Ps. That's what we trade, not cryptos, Forex, but equities, so mini S&Ps. We trade mini S&Ps because we feel that it's trades well technically and gives us a fair chance. Some of those other markets, crypto is crypto. No need to explain more than that. And Forex is kind of people like to trade Forex, but a lot of times they don't understand why they're trading it, because the banks are trading it more than anybody else. So they're the ones that are swinging the market around. At least the equities have some idea fundamentally of why markets are trading. We also know when economic and fundamental news is released. And so, I mean, if you're going to trade, just trade the market that you understand. If you're trading currencies or Forex, that's fine. Enjoy as long as you understand the dynamics. But anything that we teach here in our equity MSP room here, you can probably take it and use it in other markets as well. There are the levels for you in the chat box area in case you might have missed them. If you look at the chat box area, you will see the levels imprinted there. Again, we like volatility. We like to trade volatility, but we can't create volatility. So any opportunity to trade is also very dependent on market fluctuations and opportunities that the market presents itself for us. And consequently, we have to be very patient and wait for those opportunities to occur. Yesterday was one of those days where patience was vitally important, as the market really did not give us too many opportunities to trade. We like to average about 4 to 5 trades during the course of a day. I think that's a reasonable amount to kind of achieve, but the key word there is average, right? We are averaging. We're not always getting 4 to 5 trades, of course, a day. But some days we're very busy. Other days we're very muted as far as activity is concerned, but that's okay as long as we understand the consequences here and how everything trades. We should be okay. As the market here did float down to our 53 pivot, there is also our blue band. If you maybe dipped your toe and took a quick scalp there off of that 52 area, 53 area, which is our pivot. Again, you had a reason for it. We also layer in the reasons to trade. The more reasons you have, the better opportunities, the more confidence you should have in executing those trades. That's why we always are always talking about having multiple reasons to trade. Those reasons that I talk about are layered into our education course, where we talk about why you should put on a trade, why shouldn't you put on a trade, why you should adjust the trade, tweak it, all those different opportunities. All right, market here is on the highs. Again, like I said, when markets rally, like they have been recently, the volatility in the market definitely is depleted. And consequently, the opportunities are also depleted. And like I said earlier, we are here to try to we trade volatility, not create it, and that's the most important thing that you have to try to remember. So if anybody has any questions about anything that we do, please feel free to put them in the chat box area. We'd like to answer questions in the chat box area. At least I have that window up. I'll be able to see the question quicker versus any the Q&A section. All right, let's see if there's any numbers coming out this morning, as we kind of have to be patient here and let the market kind of do its thing. Again, a little rotation off of our pivot there, if you did jump in. We did have a couple of numbers that were released this morning. GDP was out. I'll try to get what the number was. And durable goods was out, initial claims was out, retail inventories was out, wholesale inventories was out. A whole bunch of numbers were already out at 7:30. As you can tell, it affected the market. Not. Not much. All those numbers and nothing affected the market. Just imagine. Right? Just imagine. And they're just basically sticking to the inflation story and kind of excluding everything else. All those numbers are out at 7:30, and we got nothing. First resistance level on the upside again is 50. Remember, again, any of these levels up here, very arbitrary. Trade them with stops. We never know when the stops are going to come running into the market, create more volatility at little intervals. But we can protect ourselves by using stops. Remember, anything up here is all-time highs. So keep that in mind if you're trading. They're not as strong levels as some of the other levels that we have. How do we compute the resistance and support levels? Well, that's part of our education course. That's how we show you where to find them, how to get to them. Again, anything that I say, any levels that we give out are we kind of make sure we show you how you find them, why they work, why they wouldn't work, why we think they would work. Also have backup to them. So that is the levels that we give out here in the room are, the ones that everybody receives, and then the price action opportunities also are part of the education course as well, where you find price action opportunities that the market presents itself gives us. So the combination of both gives us the opportunities to trade, or to give us setups to trade, I guess is the right terminology here. So that's what we have our education courses. So we show you a way to find these opportunities to trade. And again, you can use any of the concepts and ideas that we teach are also, you could probably use them in other markets as well. So it's not just a one-off thing here. So if you're into trading other markets and want to expand your horizons a little bit, learn some new opportunities, this is where you probably would need to start. I think it would be a good place, but hey, I'm biased, obviously. Anyway, but I hope that answers your question. All right, we're again range bound. If you're going to trade the pivot, you can do that. Trade with a grain of salt. Keep your stops in place. This is just one of the things where we are hopefully at some point maybe expanding this range game. I don't know. We're back down here again. And very, very quiet trade. Has been every time we get these rail. Where's the VIX? Can somebody let me know where the VIX is at? Are we below 16 now? Getting down to the 15 handle. 1563. Beautiful. That's not beautiful for us, but we're definitely tells you how much activity we are lacking. We like the pivot to low 20s, high teens, and we're not there. Not there. And for whatever reason, the markets just are slow, and it gets when they go up. I mean, there is just no activity on the upside. It's always been that way, So we have to just understand that that's the ramifications of the market that we are presented with, and trade it accordingly. That's all. Be patient, wait for the opportunities when they present themselves, and if they don't, like yesterday, very, very, very few opportunities. We will get busy again. That I can promise you. All right, so if you did dip your toe there against the pivot area, again, you got paid off very nicely here, a little bit of a scalp. Big banks could be on the verge of delivering tens or even hundreds of billions of dollars to investors following results from the Fed's stress test today. In March, a central bank said that it will end the temporary restrictions on returning capital after June 30th, assuming that institutions pass the CCAR round of tests, which I guess is the stress tests. Plans for stock buybacks or dividends are likely to be announced on Monday after the banks tinker with their proposals following the regulatory results. A massive support from the Fed last year helped the U.S. lenders fare far better than feared at the start of the coronavirus pandemic. The sector also amassed its biggest loan loss reserve since the financial crisis of 2008, as most of those losses didn't pan out. Meanwhile, the capital cushion kept growing larger as banks were forced to suspend buybacks and freeze dividends. So they are just loaded with cash. As the market bounces off of our pivot again, if you did partake, we are coming up here to, again, any level up here, remember I said, is arbitrage, not so much as a solid level, but just make sure you keep your stops in place. And that's all I can say, right? I mean, that's the truth. And that's what it is. It is what it is. So keep that in mind if you're trading up here. If you're long from the 53, you're targeting the 58 area. Again, nice little trade. We suggested maybe a little bit of a buy there. So as far as numbers, remember, I said all those numbers at 7:30, and I didn't mention anything nothing at 9 o'clock. So nothing at 9 o'clock, but we do have a few Fed speaks coming in here at 9 o'clock. We got, later on today at 10 o'clock, as the market comes up here to our 58 area. All right, so we're in here in the 58. Remember, keep your stops in place. None of these things are up here we don't know how strong or not strong they are. We just trade the level and see what the market can give us, if they give us anything. All right, so we're working this 58 area here again. See what it wants to give us. And a nice little rotation here off of a 58 area. And there we go. Nice little trade there for us. No heat whatsoever. We like it that way. All right. You want to try to stay short? You can do that with a trailing stop. If you got long at the 53 and sold them up there, very nice trade. You could probably say thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow. As the market continues to downtick here, nice little trade there for you if you did jump in there at the 58 area. Remember, it's an area, so we scale in, different ways to scale in. You can scale in a point above and below, half a point above. If you trade in one lot, if you used our level straight up, then you took the 58, then that's fine too. All those are different opportunities for you and different ways to get into a level. Robert, did you make money on the trade? Okay, then stop complaining. Oh, tell me when to hold on. If I knew that it was going to go from 53 to 58, I would have told you. Trust me. And if I knew it was going to break down, I would have told you. You made money. Don't complain. Be happy. Be happy. Stuff's working. Just be consistent. Stay focused. Wait for the opportunities. You know that. You know all those. You know all that. All right, we've come up here again. Next level of resistance we have is up at the 64 area. All right, then obviously 58's a little resistance up here, and market is bouncing off of it a little bit. Nice trade if you did get in. The patience paid off this time, and we got a trade before 9 o'clock. That's even more exciting. Yesterday, we had to wait a very long while for us to even get an opportunity to trade. Today, we've had a couple, maybe three, if you were very aggressive there against the 53. So, hey, like I said, we just never know. We never know when the opportunities are going to present itself. Just be ready. And when you're ready, take advantage of the opportunity. All right. So all those numbers, like I said, and nothing happened. Amazing, right? So the banks looking like they're pretty happy. They're going to be very happy. Supplementary leverage ratio may also constrain some banks like JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley pointed out some guy, even with the SLR, supplementary leverage ratio constraint, Morgan Stanley, as well as Goldman and Bank of America screen best for capital return capacity. These guys are talking way. I don't understand all their terminology here. We'll just skip this little thing. The banks are doing good. That's all I can say. All right. While the S&P 500 snapped a 2-day winning streak yesterday, momentum continues overnight with the futures tied to the benchmark index as well as the Dow and the Nasdaq climbing this morning. It comes ahead of the latest round of jobless claims, which are likely to show, 380,000. We'll get the numbers soon. And we'll also get the latest round of bank stress tests after the bell as earnings continue to come out from Nike and FedEx and BlackBerry. How long is transitory? On Wednesday, Atlanta Fed President Bostic and Fed Governor Michelle Bowman both said that while they believe price pressures would be temporary, they now think inflation could remain higher for longer than previously anticipated. And the forecast even prompted Bostic to pull forward his projections of an interest rate hike to 2022. Wow. Temporary is going to be a little longer than we expected initially. Rather, it being 2 to 3 months, it may be 6 to 9 months, he said in an interview with NPR. So who knows, right? Meanwhile, Treasury Secretary Yellen asked a Senate Appropriations Subcommittee to approve billions in funding earmarked for her department to support components of the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan passed in March. Okay. So, you got all this stuff that's affecting the market, some of it interesting, some of it boring, some of it good, some of it, so far, interest rates are the overriding factor. The market that is being controlled by it. So we'll keep an eye out on that stuff, see what happens. Huh. By the way, did you guys see the building that collapsed in Florida? I didn't even hear about it. My wife told me when I came down here. It looked terrible. Did not look good. So we do have some Fed speaks later on today in the market at 10 o'clock, at 12 o'clock. Bullard is speaking at 12 o'clock on U.S. monetary economic policy. There you go. And he was the one that created some goofiness last time, so who knows what he's going to create this time. So keep an eye on that's at 12 Chicago time. Also at 12 Chicago time, there's auction results from a $62 billion 7-year note. So around 12-ish Chicago time. Be a little bit careful if you're still trading by then. We like to focus more on the morning hours to give us opportunities to trade. The ebbs and flows, the opportunity, the market dynamics fit our trading methodology rather well during the morning hours than they do in the afternoon. So keep that in mind if you're going to be trading later on. But that's what we kind of do around here, is what I'm trying to say. All right, we might that might be it for today, folks. Who knows, right? Well, at least we had a good opportunity. Support would be still at the 4053 area, which is our pivot. Anybody have any questions? Chat box area. I can have that window up, be able to see it faster. So if you do, that's where we want to put them. Okay, well, seems like we've gotten a little bit of resistance up there at our level. Now we're just kind of hanging. See what it wants to do next. Patience is important in this game. Well, you could the retest of the pivot could be a buying opportunity, at least a little one. But I would have your stop in would be anything below 51. You want to be out of any longs. On the upside, we're not going to play the breakout as much as we're going to wait for our next level on the upside to get triggered. We need the market to kind of set itself up for a breakout, and at this moment right now, it doesn't look like it's set up for a breakout. That gives us a buying signal or an opportunity to buy it above the. So I would wait for the 64 level as the next level of resistance. And as far as the buy area is concerned, probably be around, again, if you're going to trade the 53 like it just bounced down to it, you could take that and use that. And that would have been a little buying opportunity, but I said your stop would be at 51 in this situation. Then we'd look the next good support level we would have if we get below that would be down at the 47 area. So the 53 area worked again. Again, that's a little bit of a scalping opportunity for us. I don't know if we're going to get the full 2 points this time around. But just have to keep a trailing stop on it so you don't lose any money on it, considering how slow things are. And we are going to get our quick 2-point scalp off at that level. So sometimes little things work. That's all. You don't need to trade the big stuff. All right, so nice rotation there. If you did jump in against the 53 again, that was a nice little trade. I would not do it anymore. Just in case you're wondering, that was the 3rd time down there. I would say that's about it as far as number of looks down there against the 53. I would probably look at the 47 as the next good support level. All right, again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. We like questions here, especially when it's slow. Slow gives us a chance to answer questions. Again, I'd be a little bit mindful now if you're going to do the 53 this time around. We've been here 3 times already, so. All right, we're back here at the 53 again. Remember, I said it's a little bit more tenuous this time around. I would probably not trade the 53 anymore. Looking for the 47 area on the downside is next to good support level. It might work, it'd be fantastic, but it's a lot more dangerous than it was. I should say dangerous, riskier. How's that? I don't know if it's dangerous. Nothing dangerous here, just risky. So like I said, it's not dangerous, it's just riskier. And again, it doesn't mean that you don't take the trade. Everybody's got different risk tolerances, and people do trade it if they like to trade. I'm just here to kind of point out things, and at the end of the day, it's your determination to make that call in regards to whether you want to take the trade or not. And again, it worked very nicely for those of you who didn't care about riskiness or not. Nice rotation there again. So if you did partake, good trade. Nice trade for you. Again, I'm not gonna trade anybody's account. Remember that. I'm just gonna explain the opportunities and the risk, and then it's up to you if you want to trade the opportunity or not. But if you did take it, good trade there. Nice job. All right, now we might be going to the highs. That's what happens in these like range bound trades. Yeah, if you traded the range too, that's why you did okay too. So you're a range trader. But we did give you an out there below the 51. So you had the 2-point stop for sure. And so, again, if it was what you wanted to do, your cup of tea, good job. And now it's just getting a little choppy here. All right, now we're just getting a little bit choppy here. So, we went from 53 up to 58, back down to 55, back up here. So it's getting a little bit choppy here. Range bound, that's for sure. All right, we seem to get stuck in these ranges for a while. At least this one got some meat to it. 5 points. I don't know if it means anything. I'm just saying. Not that we trade the range, but some of you might be. So it's again, when the VIX is at 15, this is the kind of trade that we're going to get. Very, very quiet, subdued, one way, kind of going nowhere fast kind of trade. Good morning there, Adam. Did you get the levels today? Can we repeat the levels in the chat box area, please? If you're still awake. Oh, there you are. You're awake. Good. Good job. Well, the blue bands helped you out. 58 level helped you out. Should be doing okay. It should be bedtime for you soon, right? How was Sophia at the doctor's office yesterday? Everything good? Awesome. Do you like type one letter at a time? Because that took you a long time to type out. We are range bound still. I bet she does. No, I don't know. I don't think so. I know this year because of like COVID, they canceled it for this year. So we have to see what happens for next year. That's what we're working on right now. We got to go start recruiting again. If that happens. It's kind of bumming me out. But then again, I coach basketball teams, so I have to go get some basketball players from the local high schools. But we usually have a tournament every summer. But this year, because of they canceled it obviously last year, and they canceled it this year already because they had to make a decision early on. And you didn't know how things were going to play out this year, so they had to make the decision, back in January or February. All right, just kind of range bound here. But it's a good thing we had a good opportunity, few opportunities this morning in this little tight range. Yesterday we didn't even have that, but today at least had a couple good reasons. So we can't complain, I guess, today, even though it is just as slow. But today, at least the market situated itself to give us some opportunities to trade. Meaning that pivot and stuff. All right. Anybody have any questions? Feel free to put them in the chat box area. And remember, we are trading summer months, so things do get a little bit quiet during this time of the year as we try to extend our range here a little bit. The next level of resistance we have is up at the 64 area. And again, we're trying to extend here a bit. Again, patience is important. Wait for the 64 area is our next good level of resistance. I mean, I don't know if it's good or not, but it's our next level of resistance. Again, remember, these are all-time highs, so that has to be a consideration. All-time highs means there's never been tested before. So keep that in mind. We're just coming up here. Yeah, I mean, there's there's some good volume that it came up there at the 60. So you can see what it did there when it got there. Is the break time already? No, it's not. But the market is kind of slowed down a lot. We start here at when the S&Ps open up, which is at 8:30. And lately, because the dynamics of the market are, the volatility is very low. Opportunities are not so many. And if we could repeat the levels in the chat box area, those are the levels that we gave out this morning that we use as a guide to our trading. And if they're there, they're great. If not, I will give you the levels verbally. So we had our pivot this morning, and the S&Ps were 42.53. We had resistance up here at 58, 64, 69, 74, and 80. And the downside support was 47, 40, 33, 27, and 22. Those are the levels we use as a guide for the day, support and resistance areas. And we can add to them, tweak them, adjust them. All depends on price volatility and price action. Sometimes the market works out very nicely, gives us great opportunities with the trade. Sometimes they're very straightforward, like our 58 level worked very nicely. And this morning, and then now we are, then our 53 pivot area also worked extremely well. That gave us a few buying opportunities there against it to be able to either run it up to the 58 or just scalp it against the we had a 51 resistance area exit strategy against that 53 support. So yeah, so we did have a couple nice trades considering how slow it has been today, and we're always dependent on volatility in the market. That gives traders an opportunity to make money when there's movement. Lack of volatility creates a lack of opportunity for us, and we have to pick our spots, be patient, and wait for the opportunities to get triggered. So, given that, sometimes we don't have to get involved on every little movement in the market because we need to pick our spots. Saying all of that, we would like to average, and we do average, I think, about 4 to 5 trades during the course of a day. Exactly, Don. I did the same thing. I just got out. So we like to average about 4 or 5 trades in the course of a day. And I think we can get 4 to 5 trades on average. Today, obviously, depending on how aggressive you are today, maybe you took 3, maybe 4, depending on how many times you dipped your toe there at the 53 area. And again, we are always looking for reasons to trade. And as long as we have a good reason to trade, given the price action or given anything else, then that's fine with us. So sometimes we have to let the price action dictate our opportunities. And when the markets are not moving that much, consequently, we don't have that many opportunities. We don't create volatility. We just like to trade volatility. So lack of volatility obviously is a problem for us in a sense that it doesn't give us that many chances to trade. But that in a little bit of a nutshell there is what we have done today. Yeah, me too, Don. Totally agree with you. Happened to me too. What can I tell you? Sure, that's no wrong with that. As long as it works, that's what we're here to do. Help you. Oh, there are the levels in the chat box area for you in case you missed them verbally. Thanks, Mark. Again, remember, it is summer, so things are going to be a little bit slower. And as long as we accept those, dynamics, we have to be patient and wait for whatever the market might give us. Sometimes, like I said, gives us a little bit more than other days. But like yesterday, not much. Today, at least a little bit more, keeping us a little bit happy. Sure. I will do that, Don. All right, we're just kind of hanging up here towards the highs, looking at the 64 in the level next resistance on the downside. Maybe support around the 56 area, 56 area. All right, they just get to another level and they just kind of hang. I mean, not even move around that much. They're just kind of hanging. All right. Unfortunately, it's a little bit slow here, but then again, we're in the summer months, and that's surprising. And of course, not only are we in the summer months, we're also going up, rallying, double whammy. But, that's okay. Should take the good and the bad and the bad and the good and be happy. I don't know about today, but maybe. Might have seen that might be it for today. Right. Hey, like I said, summer. Yeah, we had a decent morning. I mean, just on the a couple opportunities that we've had here. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Can't be surprised by it. And like I said, we're also going up. And when the markets go up, they just suck the volatility out of the market. Well, there's a picture of a video of the building collapse in Florida. That is awful. It's just brutal. Just brutal. How do I comment on the fact that the numbers and time and sales are usually at least 10 seconds behind? Well, interesting. One is, well, I don't know how, I can't explain to you why they're 10 seconds behind. I can maybe give you a couple reasons why they could be 10 seconds behind. There's obviously wherever you're getting the information from could be a problem there with the server not getting the information from the exchange quickly enough, or there's a time delay there. And then having to go through one server to another. But again, it's not as long. Time and sales is a good tool, but it's not a priority. I mean, as long as your ladder ticket, your ladder ticket is working efficiently and quickly. I guess the secondary kind of information that you're getting probably has to go through a second server. I don't know about that. I don't know if it's usually behind. I think that's the line that they're giving you anyway, because maybe they don't want to pay for pay for it to get there's no reason why it should be delayed. To be honest with you, I mean, like, again, I don't know. I'm just kind of giving you my guess as to why it's delayed. Um, and again, I haven't even heard of that before. This is the first I've ever heard of time sales being delayed 10 seconds. It could be a standard, but I don't know if I would be surprised if the exchange would say that time sales is always delayed by 10 seconds. I'll actually look into it for you. I mean, for looks like an interesting question. I can ask our broker friends and let's see what he comes up with. He probably would be surprised too. I've never heard of that before. So, all right, we are just kind of hanging. I wish I could tell you to do something, but anything that just, 64 above. You can't even do 53 anymore on the downside. That's come and gone. I mean, it could work, but again, we tested it 4 or 5 times. So, how many times you go to the well, right? My theory. And yeah, maybe the 56, 7 area. I don't know. That's how excited I am about this. I mean, look, we made a little bit of money this morning, so I mean, I would look at 47 on the downside as good support and just kind of wait, either just 64 level get triggered at 50 or to 47. Otherwise, in the middle here, that's why they call it the middle. The middle is the middle for the middle because it's the middle. All right, I'll build a little bit of a downtick support around the 56, 57 area if you are so inclined or if you are bored. Yeah. What is that noise? That's my clicker. I'm scrolling. That's what happens when nothing happens. I scroll, and you hear my clicker. Well, not my clicker. It's my just scrolling up and down on my computer. It's bad when that's all you hear. It was much better when we were on the floor of the exchange and you could hear noise, Chips, yeah, that's what I had on the floor. I got those here. Whoa, look at this little move here. Who woke this market up? Right? Somebody woke this market. Something. When do we hit some stops? Oh my God. Like I said, I mean, this is why you don't trade this stuff when it gets like this, right? And then literally, no reason to. It's just all of a sudden you get this like flush in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, so just be careful. Like I said, that's why we suggested waiting for the 47 on the downside and the 64 on the upside. Kind of leave this middle stuff for the middle stuff. Yes, of course, the times on the floor were not only exciting, but that's how I learned how to trade, and unfortunately, well, I mean, once they went to electronic, things changed, and so, but even though I was on the floor, we did our broadcast from the Florida Exchange, and that kind of, you get into a routine, you get up, you go to work, here I'm going down to my basement, which nothing wrong with that. It definitely saves me on parking and office space and, floor, fees and everything and so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely love to have the floor back, but that's not happening, so we have to, deal with this. But look, there's nothing wrong with trading here either. I mean, it's just that and also on the floor, you had all the, information. Like I had all the news agencies. I get information right away. Here, I don't get the information right away. That's a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, I drove every day, so I don't miss the traffic. I do miss the floor. Just to be on the floor, talking to people. The noise. I don't miss the traffic part of it. That part I don't miss. But and I was surprised that they closed the floor because, like I said yesterday, I thought that they would keep it open because of any tragedy that might occur. These days with all these people ransoming your business just to keep it open. If the grid goes down or anything like that, I thought that's why they always kept it open and they would keep it open. But evidently not. What do I know, right? But yeah, I mean, again, that's where I learned how to trade. That's where made my friends. I've been doing it for so long that it is what it is. What can you do? I look forward, but still, I talk about it. I can talk about it. Besides that, I'm one of the few people that can talk about it, right? I mean, it's a lost art, or will be at some point. what we did on the floor and how you communicated and how you traded and how you filled orders and how nothing got lost in that mass of humanity when you put a trade together. All of that is kind of, you know, that was definitely a lost art. Will be anyway at some point with the advent of all this technology, right? I mean, the technology grew with the we did. I mean, it became a lot more streamlined when we made a trade to getting it in, getting it through to the exchange, getting it through to your broker. Yeah, things got a little bit more streamlined, which is fine. And so we did advance with technology. We just weren't just standing there yelling at each other. But trade, business got done that way. Yeah, I think they also have. There's still a couple. I don't think they closed the pits in New York yet. Some of the exchanges there are still open. The open outcry exchanges. I don't know which one. And are you kind of telling me that I should go to Shanghai and trade? Is that what you're saying? Maybe is that what you're hinting? That's cool. All right. We are, kind of just hanging here. I don't know what created this little volatility, but we're just kind of hanging here. Maybe a new place to hang. I don't know. And it definitely, those days where when it's slow, it keeps days like today kind of at least awaking. You're a little bit, you get up, walk around here. What do I get to walk around my basement, come back. It is what it is. Like I said, it has its own dynamic. There's plus and minuses for both, so I can't complain. All right. Good. I made it till 10 o'clock today. That was my goal, was to make it till 10 o'clock today. We had some winning trades, so we can't complain. Thanks for keeping me entertained by asking me a couple questions. That is very helpful. I just want you all to know. Not, talking to myself all the time is okay. Not my favorite thing to do. I'll tell you that much. Definitely not my favorite thing to do. But you know, I got to do what I got to do, even though it's not my favorite thing to do. So. Well, we'll be in the background here in case anything emerges. Some fun stuff happens or not. I don't know, but we'll be here. We'll see what happens. All right, so we shall take a little bit of a break. If anything happens, get 64 resistance on the upside, 47 support on the downside. In the middle here is the middle. Just be patient, or there's always tomorrow, like they say. So stay focused. Don't get, you don't have to trade when there's nothing happening. All right, we'll get back in a bit.
Hey, a couple quick programming notes. If anybody wants to sign up, well, I should say you have an opportunity to sign up for Sol's subscription service in this Zoom trade along. I'll send it out to everybody now. It's usually $379 a month. He's got it on for $100. So if you haven't signed up for it yet, take the time to do it now. Hey, Ron W., welcome back. Hey, Sean K. Yoon. Hey, Johnny Z. Hey, Francisco, if you wanted to spend a couple minutes on the phone and talk about Sol's trading education, we can certainly do that. And welcome aboard. Hey, Adam, are you okay with your screen? Just use the chat feature to respond. Oh, great. Here in the background, I'm on the horn with Dell. Just waiting for him to get back to me. Hey, Sean K., let us know if you have any questions. Ron W., let me know if you have any questions. Anybody wants to talk about Sol's class, his mentoring service, and you're part of Sol's friends and family, then we can set up a trading consultation with you. Hey, Francisco, what's the best way to get a hold of you? If you want to post that in there, I'll ring you up. He's got some great deals for those that are part of his friends and family. Hey, sorry about that. Dell just picked up the telephone. So, Francisco, I'll give you out our telephone number now. Just let me know when you're ready. And Adam, so demo trading is your demo trading on your own system. So you have a trading account with a broker. That broker sets you up with real-time data, sets you up with the opportunity to have an order entry screen, and real-time data against the S&P 500 E-mini. In other words, you could set it up similar to what Sol is showing here. And then you can practice trade against real-time data. Now, practice trading has become pretty good, even though it doesn't really line up to the reality of on the risk profile part of it, but it does give you the opportunity to just what it says, practice trade based on, and then you got to decide practice trade on what? Would it be Sol's price action trading methodology that you're practice trading with? In other words, you can trade, wildly, or you can focus on looking to discipline your approach and focus on and practice that disciplined approach. So you may have a platform to do that on now, but that's the concept. The concept is, what is it? Perfect practice makes perfect. But what do you start with, right? Francisco, anytime. I'll give you the number. It's 312-685-2582. And that's for anybody. 312, it's in Chicago, 685-2582. That's perfectly fine. Hey, Glenn, are you around? Glenn, just let me know. Glenn M. Just after the morning session is good. Or before we start, it's a great time to call. Like right now, we're at the end of the morning session, right? So this is a perfect time to call. But we can go back and forth and chat and figure out the best time. Sean K, let me know if you're back. Yoon, let me know if you're back. Glenn, let me know if you're in earshot. And Don, why are you reaching out to Sol, Don? Adam, yes, 312-685-2582. That should find us. Sometimes it bounces around a few times. Yes, Glenn. Can you take care of that thing a little earlier this month? I had, just let me know if that's even possible. I'm just working on something in the background, and that would be great. Appreciate it. And Sean, let me know if you're back. Joel V, let me know how you're making out, Joel. Yoon, let me know if you're back. And am I pronouncing that correctly, Yoon? Jun or Jean. I switched it to Yoon today, and I don't know why I did that. Just let me know if that's okay. I think I'm a linguist. Every once in a while, I'm a linguist. And again, if anybody wants to transition or hear about or have a trading consultation that's part of Sol's membership, his subscription, his friends and family, speak up and we'll gladly set it up for you. But take the time to sign up for that. Hey, Glenn, you're quick as a cat. You know that? I just saw it. Thank you very much. Quick as a cat. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. I wish my guy at Dell was quick as a cat, even though I've got a new one. I went through the chat and I inquired if my guy's okay because he was sick. He had COVID, I believe, and he's been bouncing around, and hopefully, it hasn't come back and bitten him in the butt again. But he's been very, he's responsive, but there was a sale that was on, and they were actually giving monitors an extra $100 in credit. Like, if you bought a monitor, you not only got the sale price, but you also got $100 to spend within 20 days or something, or maybe that's when they gave it to you. So on 2 monitors, it's $200, which was a pretty good deal because they were 4K monitors. And the real estate that I have, based on regular monitors, my mixing boards and all sorts of stuff that's all virtual, it's not small enough, so it takes up so much space. So my daughter's coming home, and she's going to be working from home for a period of time, and she needs monitors. So I'm going to give her these monitors, which are great, decent monitors, and then switch out and put the other ones in. But the price was right, and they're 4K, so hopefully they'll give me a little bit more real estate based on the sizing of the actual windows. One of these ones takes up almost half a screen. And the 27-inch monitors, that's really the sweet spot right now as far as monitors. As far as price. So it was a little bit of an intrigue because they took away the $100. It was a 72-hour sale, and I wasn't really getting much of a response based on the 72 hours, so it was crazy. But anyway, that's just me. So the morning session here is from 9:30, right around, when Sol takes over the mic through about 11:30, which we're at right now. I'll be in the background if anybody needs me. Hey, quick shout out and welcome to Rob M. Hey, Rob, welcome. Quick shout out to you. Let us know that you see our charts and hear my voice. Yoon, let me know if you're back. Use the chat feature to respond. Yoon. And Rob, use the chat feature to respond. Thank you.